This year in the AFL, we have more free agents than ever before, but instead of going through, say, all of them and trying to decide what's going to happen, I've gone through every single one privately, gotten my 5 best predictions in my opinion, and have thrown them together in this video for your entertaining and potentially visual pleasure. Probably not visual pleasure. However, I hope you enjoy the video. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the video. Both of those things combined only take about a second and a half. Helps out dazzling. Helps more people join the family. Tick, tick, tick. So let's annoy a lot of fan bases at once as I count down my top 5 hot takes for the 2023 free agency class. Jimmy Jordan departs the D's and joins a South Australian club. The 2021 Grand Final unused medical sub has been delisted in the past, hence why he is a free agent at such a young age. And considering Lachie Hunter has just come over from the Dogs to the D's, he right now is kind of the next guy up, if you will, with guys like Christian Salem, Trent Rivers, Jake Bowie down back. Of course, he's not going to take the role of, say, a Harrison Petty or Adam Tomlinson as that third tall defender. He's not going to get up on a wing with Langdon, who just doesn't go to the bench. He had a streak of 16 games last year where he spent a total of 3 minutes on the bench. Incredible. Lachie Hunter, okay, might take some time there, but I think a South Australian club which both desperately need outside players, more so the Crows than the Power, but hey, why not be inclusive of the entire state? Could really use him, could get him on the cheap compared to some other players that might be available, whether that is in the trade or even the free agency period. I think they'll be watching him closely, and the man they affectionately called JJ after Jason Joe Hannison kind of lost that nickname for a little bit, but D's fans, they got their cheese boards, they announced him as JJ, and they might be announcing their goodbyes at the end of 2023. Jade Gresham gets a 4-year deal at the Bombers. This would be the most free agent kind of deal the entire free agency period has ever seen. And in case you're thinking, what does that sentence even mean? Ask a Carlton fan how they feel about Zach Williams, and that will explain everything pretty damn perfectly. Not inclusive of his ACL injury. I hope Big Zachy boy gets better soon. I'm just talking about the fans here. Jade Gresham could absolutely have a career best year this year at the Saints. He's the guy that's promised the world, hasn't delivered that for a variety of reasons, his body, of course, being one of them. But when you have a career best year in the free agency period, you tend to get that big payday. And for a guy as hot and cold as Gresham can be, a side like Essendon, which has guys like Archie Perkins, Jake Stringer, and the likes going through their midfield more and more, an actual guy who can run that centre forward and be uber dangerous alongside the Davey twins, or brothers, I should say, and Anthony McDonald, Tip and Woody, makes perfect sense. Is it a good move, in my opinion? No, but that's not the prediction here. The prediction is he'll end up there. Darcy Parish stays at Essendon, but not for the reason you're thinking. We'll stick with the Bombers, why not? I promise I'm not an Essendon hater regardless of the team that I barrack for, but I don't think Darcy Parish is going to attract the big dollars at other clubs that might convince him to move. I definitely think a 4 to 5 year deal is going to be on the cards. Although I'm not a massive fan of going over 4 years as a general rule, I understand that the AFL market now says things like 5, 6, 7 year deals are on the cards, but I would have some caution there. Now, I'm not denying in the slightest that Darcy Parish is a very, very good footballer, but seeing as Tom Mitchell got traded for a pick in the 40s, now yes, that was clearly unders, but sometimes you need to look at the market as it is presented to you. Parish is younger, I agree with that, but his want and need on a footy field to go backwards first is not the way the modern AFL is being played. Geelong had to change their game style and surge the ball forward. Melbourne, that second half against the Bulldogs, all they did was surge the ball forward. Darcy's going to have to upgrade his game if he is going to get a big free agency deal elsewhere. And even if he does, I don't think he'll go anywhere. He seems to enjoy his time at the Bombers. I think Brad Scott could be the injection that he really needs for his career. So I think he's going to get talked about a lot. Maybe he's the kind of guy that puts off his deal for a little while. But I don't think Darcy Parish is going to be leaving Tullamarine for a while. Ben McKay fights off Port Adelaide and ends up in the blue and white. Ben McKay to Port fits almost too well. Like, perfectly well. They need a fullback more than anything. Maybe except a new coach. But they need a fullback. He is the perfect fit. Age demographic, perfect. Proven ability, perfect. Sure, a guy like Brennan Cox might be someone they could be able to get from Freo, but you're coughing up a little bit of a haul for Brennan Cox, and I don't think Freo would let him go in the slightest. Whereas Ben McKay might not have a choice. Port, I don't know what their salary cap situation is like, but if they could make it work, they'll make it work. But I think Ben McKay is going to turn that down. And as scary as it sounds, I think Geelong are a legitimate option. He and Sam DeConning would be the key position players for the next 12 years at the Cats. What a frightening state of affairs that would be at the Cattery. So I think it is down to staying at North with Clarko or going to the Cats. There are plenty of other clubs that would be interested, by all means, before you comment below going, you didn't mention this club. Nearly all of them could use a magnificent fullback, but I think it's down to North, Port and Geelong. I think Port miss out and Ben McKay will be in blue and white next year. And I've got a scary feeling it's going to be in Geelong, which is frightening. And last but not least, none of Collingwood's 4 free agents are there in 2024. Now, I think Pendlebury and Jeremy Howe are going to be guys that are good enough to play on, but if the Pies have a tiny step back, which I suspect they might do in 2023, if you've watched my Collingwood Pretenders or Contenders in 2023 video, which a lot of you did, and I am extremely appreciative of that. Almost forgot how to talk then, but I am extremely appreciative of that. You'll know that I don't think the Pies are either at the moment. Spoiler alert for that video, but however, still check it out. Still great. I just think if they take that step back, then it'll be Darcy Moore's team to carry through. All right, they've got Billy Frampton, they've got Nathan Murphy, they've got these guys. Will Will Kelly become a player? Maybe Jeremy Howe gets squeezed out with a little something left in the tank, and then we get to watch his highlight tapes for hours on end, possibly days. Pendles, what a goodbye tour it would be. Mentor Darcy Moore for a season and then bid goodbye. Mason Cox is somehow still on Collingwood's list, which is extraordinary. It's nothing against Mason. I think his story is one of the best we've ever seen in the AFL. But this is a football club that just does not want to draft a key forward. And I have no idea why. And I don't think Collingwood fans do either, which is extraordinary. And then Cooper Murley, I really liked him coming out of his draft year. But when Jack Ginnivan takes a big step forward, you re-sign Elliott for 4 years. And then you go and get Bobby Hill along with Bo McCreary. I think that tells you that a small forward is going to be on the outer. My Hawks would be a good option. Port Adelaide again to partner someone like Junior Rioli. These are clubs that might take a shot on Cooper, but I don't think any of those 4 players are going to be at the Pies in 2024. So there you go. What do you think, guys? Comment below. Let me know. This was going to come out a bit earlier, but I actually had a Dylan Moore re-signs for 5 years before round 1 as one of my takes, and then literally 20 minutes before I went to record, I got the photo sent to me that he'd already re-signed. So I've gone and re-recorded again, and this is the product. I hope you enjoy. Subscribe if you haven't already. Like the video if you liked the video. Get more people to join the Daz Talks Footy family. I will be doing some Supercoach leagues, hopefully another draft league. Last year was really fun, so keep an eye out for that. Enjoy your day. Enjoy your week. I look forward to the next video. I hope you do too. Goodbye.